NetLogger. I'll probably have to reboot the whole machine and set up everything. I do apologize for that. This is KI0AR calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. This net meets every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu, to discuss topics of an astronomical nature, what's up in the night skies for the week, any other special events that may be of interest to the amateur radio astronomy enthusiasts around the world. Also, this is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. I tally up the numbers and send them up to JPL at the end of each quarter or end of each month. Counts as part of their outreach to the general public, of which we are a part. So all check-ins are definitely appreciated. I do take check-ins several ways. NetLogger is not working for me tonight for some reason. If you have NetLogger up and see the Colorado Astronomy Net, you're more than welcome to chat in there, but I can't see it for some reason. I can't even monitor it. I can't even monitor my own net. So something is definitely screwy this evening. Definitely please bear with me as far as that's concerned, and I will carry on with the rest of the net. If you have YouTube, you can check in via YouTube. I'm not even sure that's working. There we go. We do have a few people checking in over on YouTube, so I'll get them checked in as well. So thanks for that, those of you who are on YouTube over there. So I do appreciate that. Let's see. All right. Oh boy, lots of things messing up tonight. So I do apologize for that. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll take them via email, and I'll take them over the air. If you wish to send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com, and let me know you're out there listening. I'll kind of monitor that as well. I'll appreciate it, and I'll get you on the list. Right now, I want to acknowledge Jack, KE0VH. Thanks for checking in tonight. Mike, KO5AOK, thanks for checking in tonight. And John, W2JLS, thanks for checking in tonight. I know that Moy is out there, N5ZIQ. And Roy, KI7PKL, I got you guys logged in as well. Gotten a couple more people over on YouTube, so thanks for that. Doug K0ATP, thanks for checking in tonight. And who else? And Michael, VY1MGS, thanks for checking in tonight over on YouTube, so thanks for that. I'll go ahead and open up the net. Anyone wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Kilo Echo Zero Yankee Yankee Quebec. Kilo Echo Zero Yankee Yankee Quebec. Hello, Foxtrot 8, Echo, Bravo, Quebec, KFA, TBQ, Michael, Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, since I don't have new calls in my database here, those of you who are new calls or first time check-ins to the net, I'd like you to not only give me your call sign phonetically twice, but also give me a chance to log you in with your first name and your QTH as well. That'll help me out. I don't have access to immediate access to QRZ like I usually do on NetLogger, but for some reason my NetLogger is all messed up this evening, so I'm going to have to figure that out. But let me go ahead and acknowledge, let's see, got Doug, got Mike, Vincent, KE0YYQ, thanks for checking in tonight. KF8EPQ, welcome to the net. If you could come back with your first name and your location, I'll get you checked in properly into the net. Go ahead, please.
Foxtrot 8, Echo, Bravo, Quebec. KF8 EPQ, Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo, Bravo, Quebec. Michael, Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, Michael, thanks for checking in tonight. And the correction on the call sign, KF8EB, Echo Bravo, Quebec. Thanks for checking in tonight. Michael, name here is Bernus. That's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra. Call sign, Kilowatt, India, 0, Alpha, Romeo. You found the Colorado Astronomy Net, so thanks for that. For those of you who are on NetLogger, unfortunately, my NetLogger is not working tonight, so I'll take your check-ins that way or over through YouTube. And Ken, I got you on the list, NV7SS, thanks for checking in tonight. Always like to check in with my first-time check-ins and find out a little bit more about your background interest in astronomy is, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for decades. Like I have, I've been doing this net for almost 30 years. The way I run it is obviously I'm taking some check-ins, got some quick announcements, got some local astronomical news, got some bulletins for this evening as well as a rocket report. Then I like to go down the list afterwards and talk with everybody. Kind of a question and answer and observational report time of the net. So hopefully you can stick around there, Michael. I know it's a little bit later in your area, but always like to touch base. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy there. KF8EBQ. Go ahead.
In astronomy, I'm not a hardcore astronomy guy. I kind of got interested just recently on this thing that was going through all the Facebook. Just turned out to be an asteroid that is changing courses. So I'm a sucker for all that space stuff that they see on Facebook. Limited access. I always got the star blogger thing on my phone, so we sit out at night and look at things, but just kind of a limited access in that.
All right, Michael, no worries there. Yeah, 3I Atlas, definitely a strange object that's making its way through the solar system. Yeah, there's a lot of people speculating about that, what it is, what it's doing, where it's going. what's going to happen to it when it gets near Jupiter, things like that. NASA is definitely saying that it is a comet or is something like that, but it's definitely interstellar. It is a interstellar visit, the third one. There 3I, meaning it's the third interstellar object that's passing through our solar system. We had Oumuamua, and I can't remember what the other one was as well, but yeah, definitely some strange objects passing through our neighborhood. We talked about that a little bit while ago. We can always touch base on that. There's some interesting stuff on Facebook. I've seen some of that as well. Obviously, take some of that with a grain of salt. All right, Michael, again, welcome to the net. Ken, we got you on the list, NV7SS, and David, N3NTV over on YouTube. Thanks for checking in tonight. Appreciate that. Go ahead and get the net rolling. So please hold on to the check-ins until I give you guys a call. For right now, if you do have YouTube, I'll pop that over there for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Or like I said, send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com, and I'll keep an eye on what pops up over there to see if there's anything new. But I will take check-ins, but please hold your check-ins until I do call for them. I'd appreciate it. Announcements in just a sec. All right, announcements. I publish a monthly astronomy newsletter via email and the World Wide Web. If you wish to subscribe to the email version of my newsletter, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and request to be put on the list. Or you may visit the website at www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And at the top of the web page is also a spot where you may see a spot where you may enter your email address and get subscribed to the email version of the newsletter as well. If you don't want to remember all that, just Google my call sign, KI0AR. You'll find a whole bunch of links to the newsletter and the web page, and you can get it logged in that way as well. All right. I also volunteer with a youth group called the International Association for Astronomical Studies, a youth group that meets out in Strasbourg on Friday evenings from 6 until 8 p.m. at Strasbourg, Colorado. From 6 until 8 p.m. Always looking for new members, freshmen through senior high school age students interested in astronomy, amateur radio, high power rocketry, remote control aircraft, flying full scale aircraft construction, archaeoastronomy, radio astronomy, and balloon launch communications. More than welcome to visit our website at www.iaas.org. We also have a Facebook presence on the same name, the International Association for Astronomical Studies. We also have a club call sign, which is K0AAS. So if you happen to hear that out on the radio, be sure to hop on there and like us. Give them a like on Facebook, and if you hear us, the call sign, definitely give us a shout. And also a reminder that the Colorado Astronomy Net also has a Facebook page. And let's see. Oh, what else? What else? One more thing. For those of you who might be interested in flight simulations, you may want to check out Jack, KE0VH's Captain Jack Flight Sim YouTube channel. CAPNJACKFLTSIM, Captain Jack Flight Sim. Jack does 2 flights a week, Mondays and Wednesdays, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. It's always interesting to fly along with Jack on his simulated flights. It's interesting what that simulator will bring up over the areas that we do fly. So definitely fun times. He's got a whole bunch of other flight simmers as well as amateur radio operators on there as well listening in. So check that out. Mondays and Wednesdays, he's got a whole bunch of his other flights posted on his channel as well. That's it for the announcements. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. A quick pause for more check-ins. Graham, we got you on the list. MM1DEA, thanks for checking in tonight via YouTube. Appreciate that. Anyone else wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Whiskey Echo 8 Mike. Whiskey Echo 8 Mike.
Okay, David, I got you. WE8M, thanks for checking in tonight. Victor Echo 3 Oscar something something. Both times you gave me the call sign, and the last 2 letters of the call sign were a bit garbled. If you could give me your call sign again, phonetically twice, I'll get you on the list, please, sir. Go ahead.
This is Victor Echo 3 Oscar. Victor 3 Oscar. 8 Roger.
Okay, that was weird. That was weird. Every time after I got the Victor Echo 3 Oscar, and then it went, I heard a sound like this. So I don't know what that letter was, and I think there was a kilo on the end. Let's try that one more time. That was weird. It happened to the exact same spot with the exact same letter in the call. If I can't get you, send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com, or hop over on YouTube as well. If you hop onto the YouTube channel, Colorado Astronomy Net over there, I'll get you properly signed in. I may have to search the database and see if I can find something close. Let's try that again. Victor Echo 3 station, please go ahead.
Echo 3 Oscar. Zebra Kite. Kilo. OZK.
All right, James, that helped a lot. Almost. The zebra helped. For some reason, that Zulu came over rather weird the first several times. But the Z and the zebra I got. So there, I appreciate it. VE3OZK. Thanks for checking in tonight. We got it. But yeah, I think the other guys can confirm. Yep. That it did sound kind of weird At least on my end, I'm listening through WiresX on the digital side tonight. I do appreciate you checking in. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net, running a little bit behind, so I'm going to jump right into the local astronomical news for tonight, or this week, I should say. Start off as usual with the phases of the moon. We had a full moon back on the 4th. It was a super moon. We had a last quarter moon on the 11th. Let's see, we got a new moon coming up on the 19th. So look in the early morning hours the next couple of days for a nice sliver of a thin waning crescent moon. We got a first quarter moon coming up on the 27th. The moon was at perigee back on the 4th. It was 221,806 miles from Earth. That was its closest approach. And that is what made the full moon back on the 4th a supermoon. When the full moon occurs on or near when the moon is at perigee. The moon will be at apogee, its farthest point away from the Earth this month, on the 17th. That's tomorrow. It will be 252,477 miles from Earth. Planetary highlights for December. The long nights of December are an astronomical delight. The early evening sky hosts Saturn as the main feature, along with Uranus and Neptune. Jupiter rises later and is visible all night, its 4 main satellites undergoing many notable events. The morning sky shows the best northern hemisphere appearance of Mercury for the year. This is from Astronomy Magazine, December 2025, page 28. Okay, on with the planets. We got Mercury is, right, let's see. Mercury was at greatest western elongation, which is about 21 degrees west of the sun back on the 7th. That means it was about as high as it got in the early morning hours towards the east. Sounds kind of weird, but when Mercury and Venus are at western elongation, they are actually as high as they're going to get in the eastern sky before sunrise. And just the opposite when they are at the eastern elongation, which means they're kind of east of the sun. It kind of makes sense if you think about that. East of the sun, but they're as high as they're going to get in the western sky right after sunset. So a little bit confusing there, but hopefully I explained it right. We got Mercury rising about 5:45 a.m. this week. Look, Mercury is visible about 30 minutes before sunrise, low to the east. Mercury moves from the constellation of Libra into Sagittarius, shining at magnitude 0.1 back on the 1st. So it's going to be a little bit more tougher to spot in the early morning hours. However, it's rising at least an hour, almost an hour and a half before the sun, but you'll have to wait until it gets well above the horizon to spot it. A quick tutorial on magnitudes. The magnitude scale is an inverse logarithmic scale, meaning as the magnitudes increase, the apparent brightness of an object decreases by a factor of about 2.5. The dimmest that the human eye can see is about 6th magnitude. If you're in a big city like I am, it's probably closer to 4th. Any magnitudes greater than 6, you'll need binoculars or a telescope for. Any magnitudes less than 6, you can use your naked eye, but definitely point a telescope or binoculars towards those objects so you can pull out much more detail for sure. We got Venus rising about 6:52 a.m. This week. Look for Venus to the east about 30 minutes before sunrise during the first couple of weeks of the month. It's going to be kind of hard to spot Venus this time. It's within about 20 minutes of sunrise, so it's kind of lost. It might burn through the morning twilight if you're lucky, but be very, very careful. It's getting very close to the sun at that point. Venus moves from the constellation of Libra into Sagittarius, shining at magnitude minus 3.9 on the 15th. And we got the winter solstice coming up at 10:03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 21st. So by this time next week, we'll be into winter for the Northern Hemisphere. We also have Mars. Mars is setting about 5 p.m. This week. So same with Mars. It is very, very close to the sun, about within 20 minutes of the sun setting. So that as well is going to be that planet as well is going to be very, very difficult to spot for the rest of the month. Mars moves from the constellation of Ophiuchus into Sagittarius, shining at magnitude 1.2. And if you hadn't guessed already, it looks like Venus and Mars will be trading places within the next month. Venus will be returning to the evening sky and Mars will be returning to the morning sky. So look for those events coming up. We got Jupiter. Jupiter is rising about 6:30 p.m. This week. Look for Jupiter to the southeast in the evening and then follow it through the night sky as it sets in the early morning hours before dawn. Jupiter is in the constellation of Gemini, shining at magnitude minus 2.6. And yeah, be careful if you're going out. And well, actually right now it's kind of nice. It's almost like springtime out there here in Denver. It was 65 today, so I was thinking, hey, this is kind of early September weather for December for sure. But yeah, definitely wait a little while, bundle up. It still gets chilly once the sun goes down to look at some of these objects in the evening sky. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing, we got Saturn. Saturn is rising about 12:15 p.m., about 12:14 p.m. in the very, very early afternoon. Keep an ear out for the rise times of Neptune and Saturn. Here in just a sec. Look for Saturn to the south in the evening sky soon after sunset. Saturn is in the constellation of Aquarius, shining at magnitude 1.0. Then we got Uranus. Uranus is rising about 2:45 p.m. in the afternoon. Look for Uranus to the south in the evening as well. Uranus is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 5.6. And then Neptune is rising this week about 12:14 p.m. It's rising about the exact same time as Saturn. They're not in conjunction, but they are very, very close together, almost parallel with each other, or side by side, as I should say, towards the east. and kind of travel through the sky very, very close to each other, just within minutes of each other. So if you can find Saturn, look in the general vicinity, just slightly to the right of Saturn, and I mean very, very slightly. You may be able to see them in the same field of view through binoculars for sure. Look for Neptune to the south, just east of Saturn by just a few minutes all month. Neptune is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 7.7. However, considering there's a difference in magnitudes of 6.7 magnitudes dimmer, so that's over 100 times dimmer Neptune is to Saturn, so that will still be a bit of a challenge to spot it, but should be a little easier since they are relatively close. And we got Ceres rising about 1:10 p.m. in the afternoon. Ceres can be spotted low to the south, just below and east of Saturn and Neptune. Ceres is in the constellation of Cetus, shining at magnitude 8.7. Another challenging object for the early evening hours. But now with a very thin waning crescent moon, you will not be obstructed by any of the moonlight. City lights, yes. Moonlight, no. So get out there away from the city to see if you can spot Ceres. That'll be a challenge. We got Pluto. Pluto is setting about 7:15 p.m. in the early evening hours. It'll be very, very difficult to spot Pluto, even though it is several hours after sunset, but it'll be very, very low towards the southwest. The best time to spot Pluto will be about an hour or so after sunset to the southwest, when it's going to be about as high as it will be for that evening, about then, and then quickly descend. Pluto's in the constellation of Capricornus, shining at magnitude 15.3. As always, good luck at spotting Neptune, Ceres, and Pluto. A large telescope and dark skies will be needed. 6 to 8 inch telescopes will be useful for spotting Neptune and possibly Ceres. 12 inch or greater for Pluto, and lots of patience. That one for sure. Meteor showers. We got a couple of meteor showers. Tail end of the Geminids. This shower is active during the period of December 6th through December 19th, upon reaching maximum during December 13th, 14th. Hourly rates are typically near 80. The meteors are described as rapid and yellowish, with about 4% displaying persistent trains. They possess an average magnitude of 2.4. I'd like to hear anybody with any observation reports about seeing the Geminids, or if anybody worked the meteor scatter QSO party this weekend as well. Love to hear about that when we go down the list. So looking forward to those observational reports. We have another meteor shower starting tomorrow. It's the Ursids, occurring primarily between December 17th and 24th. This meteor shower reaches maximum on December 22nd. Maximum hourly rate is usually between 10 and 15. Meteors belonging to this stream are typically faint, so a good time to spot this one. The moon will not interfere with observing any of these. Hopefully it will be warm enough to go out there and observe them, but if it is too chilly where you are, definitely get out there and bundle up. We do have a comet, Comet 24P, Shawmoss rises around midnight, making it worthwhile to stay up late, especially on the weekend of the Geminids. That was a couple weeks ago, or last weekend on Friday the 12th. It shares a low power view with NGC 3607 and 3608. They were deep sky objects, 10th and 11th magnitude respectively. With Shawmoss forecast at 9th to 12th magnitude, you can estimate its brightness easily. Use detailed charts to make sure you're not misidentifying a background galaxy. So it's actually past those two deep sky objects, so they'll actually be out of the way. But if you're up there looking at deep sky objects, definitely see if you can find the comet, or there's other objects as well. Excerpt is from Astronomy Magazine, December 2025, page 34. And that is it for the local astronomical news. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge Caleb, KF0UPB over on YouTube, so thanks for that. We got you on the list. And Steve, KM6VAY, we got you checked in tonight as well, so thanks for that. Over on YouTube. Do apologize, but again, my NetLogger is giving me problems, so I cannot log in anyone by that means. So if you are a new check-in to the Colorado Astronomy Net, along with giving your call sign phonetically twice, please give me your name and your QTH as well. Okay, before I get into the bulletins for this evening, anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. Okay, good evening to you, John. KB4JDB, thanks for checking in tonight. And that's a new call on the list, so welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. And Mike, we got you on the list, KL7FR, thanks for checking in tonight. And Dwayne, N9ZIV, thanks for checking in tonight. Appreciate that. John, down in Alabama. Name here is Bernus. That's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra, and the call sign Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. Appreciate you joining us tonight on the Colorado Astronomy Net. Always like to touch base with my first-time check-ins, find out what your interest background is in astronomy, whether you're just starting out, wondering what all that stuff is up in the sky, or you've been doing it for decades like I have, or somewhere in between. So John, tell us a little bit about your interest background in astronomy. KB4JDB, go ahead. All right, John. Hopefully you can stick around again. Welcome to the net. I'm envious. It used to be relatively dark just south of Denver, I'm about 18 miles south. But all of the growth around Denver is just destroyed the night skies. I definitely have to get out and about myself to see that. Yeah, this is a learning net, so I do appreciate questions as well. I do have a question answer observational report part of the program after a few bulletins here. So hopefully you can stick around, and I definitely enjoy answering those questions and learning something new myself. And I've been doing the net since February of 1996, so coming up on 30th anniversary next year. So that's just for the net. So John, again, welcome to the net. Appreciate that. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. And I don't see anybody new over on YouTube. If you are new over on YouTube listening in, definitely appreciate definitely seeing some likes over there. And if you are new, if you have a call sign, that would be great. If you don't, that's fine too. I'll get you maybe a first name and a location as well. But the call signs for sure. If you're an operator, a ham radio operator. If you're not, maybe you'll think about joining us on the ham radio as well. So a little plug for that. But let's see. The one thing I like to share, a couple of things I like to share right off the bat for tonight's bulletins is always heavens-above.com. That's www.heavens-above.com. I like this site for one reason. I can for checking out ISS passes, plus a whole lot more. But let me pull that up over on YouTube there. There we go. Just trying to get rid of some of the stuff up there. All right. The one thing, I'm just looking at ISS visible passes. Just a sec. All right, I was just looking at visible passes over the Denver area. I pulled up one there for the Denver area. They're all morning passes. And what I like to do is I pull up this nice star chart of the pass of the ISS over the area. And you can see it go through those constellations and see the timings of it and where it ought to be. Relative to what's up in the night skies. You could print that out, take it outside, check it out, and a nice 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper for that. Again, I do recommend you sign up for and put in your home coordinates, like I've got at the top of the page right there. For my location, and then you get more accurate readings as well for the timing and positioning of the ISS. It has a whole lot more as well. It's got the Starlink orbits. It's got a lot of the other satellites that you can check out as well, amateur radio satellites for that as well. So check that site out again, www.heavens-above.com. And that's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Oh, let's see. Oh, let's see. Who was that? Michael in Ohio asked about that. Got interested in astronomy by wondering what a 3i Atlas was. This little blurb is actually from spaceweather.com. The non-gravitational acceleration of 3i Atlas. When non-experts hear that comet 3i Atlas has non-gravitational acceleration, some think it means the interstellar object must be a spaceship. Not so. All comets have non-gravitational acceleration. And a paper published in the research notes of the AAS explains why and shows how 3i Atlas behaves very much like the comets we know from our own solar system. We measured the non-gravitational acceleration of 3i Atlas using long baseline astrometry from NASA's Psyche spacecraft and ESA's Mars Trace gas orbiter. Explains lead author Marshall Eubanks. The results are pretty typical of ordinary comets and certainly not record-breaking. Non-gravitational acceleration comes from the gentle push comets experience from their own outgassing. Jets of icy material sublimating from the nucleus recoil like tiny rocket engines, nudging the comet off the path it would follow under gravity alone. Until recently, finding non-gravitational accelerations in comets required observations over multiple orbits, which we will never have for interstellar objects, says Eubanks. Now, using interplanetary spacecraft, we can measure these small accelerations just a few hundred millionths of Earth's gravity during a single fly-through of the solar system. For 3i Atlas, the acceleration caused by outgassing is about 5 times 10 to the -7th meters per second, meters second to the -second power. So comparable to that of many small solar system comets. Using this value, along with measurements of carbon dioxide production, the team estimates the comet's mass at about 44 million metric tons and its radius between 260 and 370 meters. Again, entirely typical. The comparison between 3i Atlas and the original interstellar object, 1i Oumuamua, is striking. In 2017, when 1i Oumuamua was passing through the solar system, its non-gravitational acceleration, approximately 10 to the -6 meters per second squared, attracted attention. Why? Because Oumuamua didn't have any obvious outgassing. This laid the foundation for Avi Loeb's claims that 1i Oumuamua might be a light sail or some other kind of tech. 3i Atlas, on the other hand, seems normal. It has obvious cometary outgassing with a non-gravitational acceleration to match, claiming that it, too, is a spacecraft does not fit the data. Conclusion: 3i Atlas is exotic and wonderful. It is also a comet. So that's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let me check one thing. I don't see Ed on here. I don't know if he checked in through NetLogger, but Ed, if you're out there, my NetLogger does not work tonight. So you can either send me a text real quick, but otherwise I'm going to get set up to give the rocket report for this evening.
Should be 6:13. This is it. Net control.
All right, Ed, thanks for that. I got you checked in too. W6RDZ, thanks for that. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Now with the rocket report. Rocket Man Ed, W6RDZ's rocket report for 12/16/2025. This covers the period of December 9th through December 26th. Last week's launches. Last week we saw 11 orbital launches despite several scrubs and cancellations. 5 SpaceX, 3 China, 1 Rocket Lab, and 1 ULA. The week ended at 307 orbital launches for the year. We are on track for a record of more than 315 launches for the year. Tuesday, December 10th at 4:40. 4:40 Mountain Standard Time, CAS Space successfully launched the Kinetica 1 rocket from Site 130 at Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center in northwest China. 9 satellites, including Satellite 813 for the United Arab Emirates, 1 for Egypt, 1 for Nepal, and 6 for China, went to Sun synchronous orbit. Wednesday, December 10th at excuse me. What was last week? Okay, Tuesday, December 9th. We got a typo there. I got to fix that. All right, Wednesday, December 10th at 4:40 Mountain Standard Time, SpaceX successfully launched Starlink Group 15-11 on a Falcon 9 from SLC-4E Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. It was a clear night time launch. 27 Starlink version 2 mini high-speed internet satellites joined the mega constellation in LEO, or low Earth orbit. The launch was booster B1082's 18th flight and Falcon 9's 550th successful recovery. Also on Thursday, December 11th, China Aerospace and Science Corporation, CASC, launched the SatNet LEO Group 16 mission on a Long March 12 rocket from LC-2 Wenchang Space Launch Site, China. Another batch of SatNet LEO communications satellites headed to China's mega constellation, which will eventually consist of 13,000 satellites. Thursday. Okay. All right, there we go. Thursday, December 11th at 18:08 Mountain Standard Time, China's X-Space successfully launched the Deer-5 mission on Kuaizhou 11 rocket from Site 95A at Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center. The Deer-5 is a commercial in-orbit payload and microgravity experiment capable of carrying 300 kilograms of payload for up to a year in orbit. Let's see, Thursday, December 11th at 15:01 Mountain Standard Time, SpaceX successfully launched Starlink Group 6-90 from SLC-40, Cape Canaveral, Florida. A reschedule from December 6th to December 11th, and again to Saturday, December 13th, Rocket Lab finally launched the Raise and Shine mission on an Electron Curie rocket from LC-1B, Mahia Peninsula, New Zealand, at 2000 hours Mountain Standard Time. The mission carried Japan's Raise 4 mission, 6 demonstration payloads to Sun synchronous orbit for Japan's JAXA space agency. It was Rocket Lab's 19th mission of 2025. SpaceX successfully launched Starlink Group 15-12 from Vandenberg Space Force Base, California at 22:49 Mountain Standard Time on Friday, December 12th. Nighttime fog completely obscured the launch from the ground. Cameras, 27 payloads made their way to LEO. It was booster B1093's ninth flight. SpaceX successfully launched on Sunday, December 14th at 22:25 Mountain Standard Time the Starlink Group 6-82 mission, which headed to LEO on a Falcon 9 from SLC-40, Cape Canaveral. It was booster B1095's ninth flight. It was the 305th orbital launch of 2025. Yesterday, Monday, December 15th at 2017 Mountain Standard Time, China's CISC successfully launched the Zhuan 304 mission from LC-9 at the Jiawan Satellite Launch Center, China, on a Long March 4B rocket. The ZY-3 series represents China's first high-resolution stereoscopic mapping satellite for civilian use. 3 cameras have resolution of about 2.5 meters. The payload went to sun-synchronous orbit and was the third Long March 4B mission of 2025. And just on a side note, Maxar's Worldview 4 series satellites for imagery for civilian use have a resolution of 0.3 meters. So China may catch up with that resolution, but not quite yet. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net, continuing this morning, Monday, December 15th. Actually, this morning is, excuse me, this was Tuesday. Let me correct that. December 16th at 01:49 Mountain Standard Time. United Launch Alliance, or ULA, successfully launched another batch of Amazon LEO, or aka Project Kuiper, broadband internet satellites into low Earth orbit on an Atlas V in 551 configuration from SLC 41, Cape Canaveral, Florida. Uh, 27 satellites joined Amazon's mega constellation. It was ULA's 5th Atlas V launch of 2025. It was the 307th orbital launch of 2025. Upcoming launches this week. Tonight, December 16th, Japan's Mitsubishi Heavy Industries tries again to launch their big H3 rocket in the 22S configuration from LA-Y2 Tanegashima Space Center, Japan at 1910 Mountain Standard Time. So I don't know if that was a success or not. We may have to ask Ed about that. The payload is the Michibiki 5 quasi-zenith satellite system navigation satellite operating from inclined elliptical geosynchronous orbits to achieve high elevation visibility in urban canyons. This is the 5th satellite of the 7 satellite constellation. Later tonight, December 16th at 22:01 Mountain Standard Time, Arianespace is scheduled to launch the Galileo FOC FM33 and FM34 satellites on Ariane 62 rocket launch from French Guiana. This mission is launching a pair of independent European Union, or EU, GPS satellites headed to medium Earth orbit. Push from Sunday to tomorrow, Wednesday, December 17th. At 05:19 Mountain Standard Time, SpaceX is scheduled to launch Starlink Group 6-99 from LC-39A Cape Kennedy Space Center, Florida. Push from today, SpaceX hopes to launch Starlink Group 15-13 from SLC-4E Vandenberg Space Force Base, California, tomorrow, Wednesday, December 17th at 08:10 Mountain Standard Time. Rescheduled yet again. South Korean space startup Space intends to launch the Spaceward mission on a maiden flight of their new Hanbit Nano small-sat launch vehicle from the Alcantara Space Center, Federative Republic Federal Republic of Brazil, tomorrow, Wednesday, December 17th at 11:45 Mountain Standard Time. Space uses a hybrid paraffin and liquid oxygen rocket technology. The two-stage rocket will attempt to place 5 satellites from the Brazilian Space Agency, or AEB, into sun-synchronous orbit. 3 payloads that will remain attached to the rocket, and an empty aluminum can from the South Korean beverage company Brew Guru. Also tomorrow, Wednesday, December 17th, Rocket Lab has scheduled to launch the STP-30 DiskSat mission on an Electron Curie rocket launching from LC-2 Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia. This is a full orbital launch, not a suborbital hypersonic test flight. The DoD mission consists of 4 payloads exploring very low Earth orbit, or VLEO. The primary payload is DiskSat, a unique 1-meter disc-shaped satellite bus designed to increase on-orbit persistence. Thursday, December 18th at 07:30 Mountain Standard Time, Blue Origin expects to launch another suborbital tourist shot from the New Shepard rocket. It will be the 16th human flight for the New Shepard program and the 37th in its history. Friday, December 19th at 2200 Mountain Standard Time, SpaceX plans to launch Starlink Group 6-88 from SLC-40 Cape Canaveral. Saturday, December 20th at 0400 Mountain Standard Time, China's CISC intends to launch an undisclosed payload on a Long March 5 rocket from LC-101 at the Wenchang Space Launch Site. And this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing with the last couple of launches. Rescheduled from last week, Tuesday, December 23rd, at 0700 MST, Roscosmos plans to launch the Obzor-R mission on a Soyuz 2.1A from Plesetsk Cosmodrome, Russia. And Tuesday, December 23rd at 1950 Mountain Standard Time, India Space Research Organization, or ISRO, plans to launch the Bluebird Block 2 FM-1 mission on an LVM-3 rocket launching from Pad 2 Satish Dhawan Space Center, India. The launch will be the second LVM-3 launch of 2025, the 5th ISRO mission of 2025, and the 317th orbital launch of 2025. Oh, lots of space launches this year. That's it for tonight's Rocket Report. W6RDZ Rocket Man wishes you a good night and nominal flight. Now back to Starman Burness, KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, Ed, appreciate that. I've made some corrections on that. So as I was reading through, so I'll republish that to the link on the website. Lots of good information on that, tons of launches to look forward to, and tons of space stuff up there as well. And on a side note, take your binoculars out some evening, some dark evening, look up at the sky. You don't have to look out straight up. Just look 10 or 15 degrees above the horizon in a nice dark part of the sky, and count the number of satellites that pass through your field of view. Within a 5 or 10 minute period. If you can, put your binoculars on a tripod or hold them very, very steady by looking across the top of your vehicle or something like that. Make sure you have a nice steady base. And just count the little specks of light that pass through that one particular part of the sky. And then do that for another piece of the sky as well, and just count the number of satellites that pass through. Just tons of them. At least one a minute. Or time yourself. Set a timer for 5 minutes and just count them. See if you get 5, 6, 7, 8. Who knows? Lots of stuff up there. And love to hear your reports on that as well. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll pause here for more check-ins before we go down the list. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Whiskey 0, Sierra Uniform November. Whiskey 0, Sierra Uniform November.
And good evening to you, Bucky W0SUN. Thanks for checking in tonight. Again, I do apologize. My net logger is not working tonight, so those of you who are monitoring the net, hopefully you're getting some chatting with that. I'm not sure what exactly happened, but I seem to be hooked up to net logger somewhere and can't get out of it, and it won't let me set up. It says I have an extra instance of NetLogger running somewhere, and I've only got one machine that it's running on, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'll have to check and see, but do apologize for that. I'll have to reset the system and make sure I'm logged out. But now's the time for everyone else to contribute to the net. Questions, comments, observation reports, anything you'd like to pass along to the net, now's the time to do it. First on the list tonight is Jack, KE0VH. Good evening to you, Jack. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, hey, Bert, you're in Colorado locally, of course, up and down the Front Range. We are anticipating some really big high winds. Hopefully it will not affect SkyUplink's main operations. Although if power were to go out at my house here for any time longer than a couple of 3 hours, we might lose connection. So everybody, I want to make aware of that. If that happens tomorrow afternoon, as soon as power is restored, we'll get all the links back up. But we are on UPS here, and it does last for a little while. So hopefully we'll see what happens. Yeah, and I'm doing another live stream tomorrow night, another Christmas special Christmas edition, flying the Christmas Air Berlin 737-800. We're going to fly from Stockholm, Sweden, down to Salzburg, Austria. and we'll be playing Christmas music and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be kind of fun, a little bit different live stream there on YouTube. So there you go, Bruce. Thank you so much. My YouTube channel, I appreciate you talking about that a little bit earlier. And if anybody wants any more information on that, they can email me, ke0vh@outlook.com. I'll be glad to pass that information along. And once again, we'll try to keep SkyUplink running during tomorrow afternoon's what could possibly be severe winds. And I'm sure Gary on the WeatherNet tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock will have some more information as well. Ernest, back to you. Thank you very much. 7:30 Net. This is KE0VH in Wheat Ridge. Good evening. And Merry Christmas.
All right, Jack, appreciate that. Appreciate that for sure. Appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. Yeah, definitely. I'll be there tomorrow evening. I'll join you for sure. So thanks for that, and thanks for the update on the winds and anything else that might happen with SkyHub Link. You can always check skyhublink.com and for more information on that. And then Mike, K05AOK, just posted over on YouTube, had 2 good visual observations of the ISS passing over Oklahoma on early Monday and Tuesday mornings. Nice bright passes. All right, thanks. Thanks for that, Mike, over there. Appreciate you passing that along. Anybody else over on YouTube, if you've got any observation reports you'd like to share, just post them as well. So I do appreciate that. All right, Mike, appreciate your comment over there. Appreciate you checking in tonight. John, W2JLS, good evening to you, John. I know you checked in over on YouTube, but we'll see you if you're over here on the air as well. What have you got for us tonight, John? Go ahead.
KI0AR Brennan, WJLS, sir, everyone out there listening from Colorado Astronomy Net. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't check in last week and I had to drop. I was having a difficult time when I stopped saying the echo was breaking up, and eventually I had to leave, and by the time I came back, it was just too late. So my apologies for that. I was hoping last week to share kind of a tidbit from that night in history. It went back to 1965. I'm sure you've heard of this, the Kecksburg event where this big meteor observation happened. It kind of relayed what I unpacked in my research in that. So it was described across the Great Lakes region, the sky appeared to rip open. Witnesses from Ontario to Ohio reported a brilliant fireball tearing overhead, traveling over the tops, rattling windows, and it was all boom, right? So, then later that day, was there sometime shortly thereafter in Texas, PA, there appeared to be something that dropped into the woods, like residents were describing an acorn-shaped object, tail and glowing. They apparently split up the story. The army arrived, they cordoned off the forest, and then they left it with something maybe on the back of a flatbed truck, and disappeared off into the night. The explanation was a meteor. This is a story that's been covered in various contexts, UFO. That same day, though, this active desert planet time for that kind of a thing to happen. So I'm inclined to believe that there was a year of glories or something. Yeah, December. That being said, great excuse for naked eye observing in December. You're pointing forward, you're going to see something like that from time to time. With greater frequency in December. Anyway, Bernard, thanks for having me share with me any future aspects.
All right, John. Yeah, appreciate you sharing that with us. I was just looking at my emails as well as you were talking about Kecksburg there. Yeah, I've seen a lot of those ancient aliens things. They like to get into a lot of that stuff as well. So, yeah, definitely interesting stuff for sure. NetLogger is on top of it. They sent me a message saying that I had an issue with the failure to properly close my net. So after a lengthy timeout, the system was forced to close the net on my behalf. So I may have to try that again. And they're so no, it locked up. I couldn't close it one way or another. So I'm not exactly sure what happened, but it looked like I'll have to try bringing that back up and see if it's a reset over there. But I'll wait until after the net to do that. After I finish going down the list, I'll check that again, and hopefully I'll be able to put everybody's call signs in NetLogger and get that set up. But I'll work that out soon enough. But I do appreciate, so if you don't see it on there, that's why. And somebody can either confirm that the Colorado Astronomy Net is no longer listed over there on Netflix. That would be appreciated. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Moy down in Texas, N5ZIQ. Good evening to you, Moy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, yeah, Moy, you were over there on YouTube as well. Don't know if you're still listening there, but didn't hear anything over the air. So we'll go down to Roy out in Oregon, KI7PKL. Good evening to you, Roy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, bonus of that, good evening, everybody. And we are just in the middle of atmospheric river after atmospheric river here. So I have a bad feeling we're not going to do any energy in November, and I have a bad feeling December is going to turn out the same way. But hey, I'm in the process of upgrading to monochrome, so I have been a lot of time this past week just learning processing and a bunch of other stuff that I need to know. So it's probably a good thing that we're having all this weather that I have to wait on that, because it's so much better when you have some. It really is. So anyhow, I've been having a lot of fun learning this stuff and building some scripts and things, just a little bit of automation and whatnot. And hey, that's what seems to come pretty soon. Back to you, finish up.
All right, Roy. Yeah, it looks like you're keeping busy during the down times for sure. Down times from observing there, but it sounds like you're having fun as well. So appreciate you sharing that with us. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Doug out in Parker, K0ATP. Good evening to you, Doug. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, he was on my. Let's see, Doug. You were over on YouTube, I do believe. I think. So I do appreciate that. Frank, we got you checked in, KF0SZC. So thanks for that over on YouTube. Let's see, next on the list is Michael up in Yukon territory in Canada there. VY1MGS checked in, I think, over, yep, you checked in over on YouTube. If you're on the radio, ooh, chilly, minus 22 Fahrenheit. What have you got for us tonight, Michael? Go ahead.
Working away in the office, working away, and greatly appreciate it. Thank you. I'm all here. Too much to report from here, and quite overcast generally. And quite cold. It's quite a bit this morning. Looking out from my window in the office here, not seeing much though. Take a little walk there later. Too bad. I was really hoping to take in the debris real quick. We're still having into Gemini. Hello. Thanks for being there. Well, it's overnight now. And once we have the approaching holidays, unfortunately, I have to burn some injuries on my goal here and get free away bill country.
All right, Michael. Yeah, stay warm up there. That's for sure. Yeah, minus 22 Fahrenheit, minus 30 C. That's an ouch. Hopefully the wind's not blowing too much, because. But yeah, it does tend to do that. Cloudy in the evenings and then crystal clear before you get up before dawn, if you're lucky. And keep an eye out for any auroral activity. Definitely love to hear about that activity up north for sure. For sure. I love to see multiple pictures as well. So if you do get a chance to see those, love to see those. All right, Michael, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Vincent down in New Mexico, KE0YYQ. Good evening to you, Vincent. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Michael in Ohio, KF0EBQ. Good evening to you, Michael. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Oh, I did have a comment earlier to John, W2JLS. He reminded me last week we did have issues with reception all around, transmissions and receptions, and I did report on we did have some solar activity that may have caused some interference across the board, across the internet, across the radio waves as well. We had some fairly large coronal mass ejections. They missed the Earth, but they may have had some influence on the electromagnetic spectrum, at least from what we were hearing. We were getting very, very poor, scratchy audio reports, and I was hearing the same thing. So that happens. It actually cleared up towards the last half of the net. So those of you who were listening in, that's what happened. At least that's the story I'm sticking with. Sunspots or solar activity was definitely an influence for last week's net. Next on the list is Ken out in Nevada, NB7SS, checked in over on YouTube, but we'll see if you're over here, Ken. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Ernest, NV7SS here in Indian Springs, Nevada, where it's 46 degrees outside. Got up to 78 degrees today, and nice, beautiful blue skies out there during the day. It's winter skies at night. But it's just too darn cold to be out there, Ernest. I can't stand cold weather. I'm a summer guy. That's why I moved to the desert. But anyway, yeah, I noticed the stars are nice and bright out there and everything. They always are in the wintertime. And it's just absolutely beautiful there. But anyway, Bernice, great net tonight. I'm going to let you get on with the net. Thanks for being there, and I always appreciate the time you put into this. And reading the rocket report that Rocket Man Ed creates for you to read, and I appreciate him too. Back to you, Bernice. Thanks for being there, and I'll let you get on with the NB7SS. Back to you, Bernice.
All right, Ken. Yeah, can't blame you there. It's a nice balmy 44 degrees here in Denver right now. It was 65, 66 degrees earlier today. Felt like maybe early September weather, and this is December. We should be having a lot chillier weather. And who says global warming isn't real? Okay, there you go. Ken, appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. And you got nice dark skies out in the desert as well, so kind of jealous there. But definitely, if you do get out, stay warm. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list, also checked in via YouTube. We got David in South Dakota, N3NTV. Good evening to you, David. Anything to post over on YouTube, or if you're on the radio, love to hear you. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. All right, Graham in Scotland, MM1DEA, checked in via YouTube. Hopefully you're still there. Do appreciate you checking in. Graham, if you've got any comments, I know, oh my gosh, it is late there, so Graham has probably disappeared for the evening. But all right, Graham in Scotland, MM1DEA, checked in. Sorry about that. All right, yeah, he's checked in over there, but I'm sure he disappeared for the evening. It's 4 a.m., almost 4 a.m. his time, so I do appreciate Graham showing up as well for the net. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is James up in Ontario, Toronto there. VE3OZK. Good evening to you, James. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
I guess what I have to share with the nephew, a couple of nights ago here in Toronto on a cold, cold night, my wife and I brought my brother and mom to take a look at Jupiter for the first time. We just have a little 4-inch perspective, but we were able to make a detail on Jupiter, take a look at the moon, and we also took a look at the nebula over there. Great view, but on a very, very cold, cold night, and I also showed them a little bit of ham radio possibility in Australia as well. A great show and tell for the night. But very, very cool. Show the best at all for the next
All right, James. Glad you're getting out to check out the night skies with your 4-inch refractor. That's a nice little scope for sure. Great for looking at planets. And appreciate you sharing your observations with us as well. Yeah, very, very cold. So be very, very careful. If you don't know already, keeping that eyeball away from the eyepiece in sub-zero temperatures. I'm sure you're aware of that, but definitely anybody just starting out, if you're in sub-zero temperatures looking through an eyepiece of a telescope, that eyepiece might stick to a wet eyeball, just like sticking your wet tongue to a metal pole. Same thing with a frozen eyepiece as well. So be very, very careful observing this time of year for sure. And let's see. All right, James, appreciate you sharing that with us. I always like to hear observation reports as well, so appreciate that. Appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is David in Ohio, WE8M. Good evening to you, David. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, next on the list, Caleb in Lafayette, KF0UPB over on YouTube. I think I saw where you checked in over there. I don't know if you've got anything. Hopefully you're still there, but definitely appreciate you. There you go. Just listening in. Okay, you're just listening in tonight, so I do appreciate that. If you've got any questions or anything you'd like to pass along, I'll relay that from YouTube there, so I do appreciate that. Stephen, KM6VAY, same with you over there on YouTube if you've got anything over there, or if you're on the air as well. I know you can do that. KM6VAY, good evening to you, Stephen. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is John down in Alabama. KB4JDB. Good evening to you, John. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Mike up in Alaska, KL7FR. Good evening to you, Mike. Hope you're staying warm as well. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead, Mike.
Well, hello, Ernest. Hello to the Colorado Astronomy Net. I do not have any observations to share other than I observed that it is still sub-zero. It's sub-zero here for a couple of weeks. Not quite as cold as likely in Whitehorse, but we're in the same latitude, I believe, 261 degrees north. But it's equal to zero and dropping. I'd rather sit beside for 68 degrees. Love hearing the astrophysiology and the rocket report. Always a good time. You guys always get me spaced out. I'd rather do that in the sky where it's warm and sunny than out in that deep freeze. But when the lights come out, I do like to go out and look at them when I hear the light show is on. It's always worth going out and looking. I definitely avoid the telescope in the winter months. Anyway, thanks for a great night, Fergus. Good to hear everyone in here on the Colorado Astronomy Net. And I'll keep coming back and getting spaced out. KL7FR, back in it.
All right, Mike, great to hear you on the net tonight. Definitely appreciate your comments and you checking in tonight. It sounds like you guys up north need to maybe ask Santa for those remote telescopes to set up so you can do it remotely and stay warm and look at the night skies through a remote scope. Always something to think about, but I think they're kind of pricey, so you got to ask Santa to see if he might drop you off one up there. And you guys are a lot closer to him too, so there you go, Mike. I appreciate you checking in tonight. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Dwayne in Illinois, N9CIV checked in and out. But Dwayne, if you're still listening, I do appreciate that. Appreciate you checking in and let me know. Always there. Ed, next on the list. W6RDZ. Good evening to you, Ed. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Oh, good evening, Bernice. Good evening to the net. Well, first I'll bring you up to date on our two launches here today. The first one was the successful launch of the ULA Atlas rocket for Amazon. That went up early this morning, good shape. The one that we're probably most interested in was the one that was supposed to launch about an hour ago. That was a big H3 rocket from Japan. Reuters reports that Japan canceled that launch due to, quote, facility trouble. So that's some kind of ground equipment service problem there. The other interesting development is that Jeff Faust is reporting. Let's see, that's who's he with? That's with space.
bring it up here on my computer. All right, there we are. Space News. Space News. Jeff Faust. He reports that SpaceX claims that Starlink satellite was closely approached by a satellite from the Chinese launch. So that was Cash Space's Connecticut 1 launch here just a few days ago. And what happened, they launched the thing and they're saying they're not responsible for it because this close pass, that Starlink satellite, which was within 200 meters of it, so that's near a collision. That occurred 48 hours after the satellite was deployed. So they checked out any collision on launching and getting out there, but once they cut it to orbit, I don't care about it anymore. But they're at least they're talking now, so maybe the Chinese, these private companies, so to speak, nothing in China is really private, but these commercial satellite launchers need to coordinate with SpaceX and keep track of their satellites. That's really all I have.
All right, Ed. Thanks for that. Yeah, you got timed out right there at the last little bit, but we caught most of that. So thanks for the updates. Thanks for your doing all the rocket report for sure as well. So do appreciate that. I'm sure a lot of people appreciate hearing what's going up in space as well. So Ed, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Bucky in Littleton, W0SUN. Good evening to you, Bucky. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hi, this is W0SUN. Well, a couple of nights ago, let's see, 3 nights ago, I've been trying to, every once in a while, get out and try to see some meteors. I know there's a meteor shower going on, but unfortunately, I think the city lights are too bright. I haven't been able to catch any. I need to get away from the lights if I really want to get serious about it. That's about it. Just checking into that mostly and enjoying the net. Thanks for doing this. This is Bucky W0SUN right here in the Denver area. Back to net control. Thanks a lot for doing this.
Hey, Bucky. Great to hear you on. Yeah, we just wrapping up the Geminids. That ends on the 19th. It covers between the 6th and the 19th, and it peaked on the 12th, 13th, I guess the morning of the 13th. So yeah, a bunch of meteors streaking through the skies. Totally overcast for here, but I didn't get to see much of them. We are starting up the Ursids meteor showers, starting up tomorrow through the 24th, and will peak on the 22nd. Not nearly as strong as the Geminids, but there's a few of them out there. You might be able to see on a clear night for sure there, Bucky. But yeah, stay warm. Appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight for sure. Let's see. Next on the list, Frank up in Minnesota, posted over on YouTube. Just listening tonight, so do appreciate that. Doesn't have a radio. So Frank, if you've got any questions or comments over there on YouTube, you can certainly post them over there. KF0SZC. Thanks for checking in tonight. All right, we are at the bottom of the list and the top of the hour, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the net. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins? If you are a late check-in, if you could give me your call sign phonetically twice, as well as your name and QTH if you are a first-time check-in, for sure. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins? Please call KI0AR now.
Alpha Foxtrot 0 Sierra Foxtrot Alpha Foxtrot 0 Sierra Foxtrot. Good out. Good evening, Ernest.
All right, D. Michael, appreciate that. AF0SF, thanks for checking in tonight. Anyone else wishing to questions, comments, late check-ins? Please call KI0AR now. Okay, let's try that again. And anybody over, if anybody over on YouTube's got any questions or comments, or if you're new on YouTube, definitely say hi. For sure, appreciate it. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins? Please call KI0AR now. Okay, I do have one favor to ask for those of you who might be listening in and have NetLogger. I did get an email from NetLogger saying that they closed it out. So I want to try to log in again after I wrap up the net here. And see if I can at least communicate that way, because they said I did not close the net properly. Well, what happened was is I typed in a call sign and it immediately kicked me out. So it went bye-bye off the screen. So it got locked up. It got into some state. However, NetLogger did support sent me an email saying they automatically logged me out, so that's good. But I want to make sure I can log back in and not have it crash on me. That way I can, I don't have to worry about contacting support. But if someone could stick around after the net, I would certainly appreciate it, especially someone that has NetLogger. I want to check that out. All right. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Hearing nothing else, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening. I'd like to thank the 23 check-ins for checking in tonight. Hopefully we'll hear from everybody next Tuesday night for another session of the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'd like to thank the Rocky Mountain Radio League for the use of this repeater, their repeater systems for sure. And also like to thank the SkyHub Link group for the use of their system as well. Lots of ways you can get into the SkyHub Link system. check out skyhublink.com for more information on that. With that, I will say 73 and keep looking up. This is KI0AR. I'm clear.